Thank you, news team. Thank you, Martin Roscoe. What day is it? For the final time, it's Friday! Yay, not long to go to the weekend. We officially start it at 6 here on the Big Drive Home. And let's kick off my final Big Drive Home with some great songs for Friday from Sigala. But first, Junior Senior.
Actual Radio.
The Big Drive Home
with Dave Gowland
on Actual Radio.
Sigala's Easy Love, Junior Senior, Move Your Feet, great songs to kick off Friday's Big Drive Home. And sadly, my last time with you on the Big Drive Home. I'm not saying goodbye completely, although I won't be doing a regular show on Actual Radio. I may pop up now and again to cover some shows, but I won't be doing anything regular for the time being. So I want to say a big thank you as well to Martin Roscoe for those lovely words that you left at the end of your show, and to all the presenters and all of the staff here at Actual Radio. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this show over the last 5 years. However, I'm here till 7, so let's keep it going with Years and Years Galantis. Here's Sweet Talker.
You wrote a romance, slow danced your way into my hands before I knew. Getting harder and harder to breathe.
Maroon 5, Harder to Breathe. Before that, Years and Years Galantis and Sweet Talker. It's the Big Drive Home. I'm Dave Gowland, broadcasting live from our studios in Queen Street in Colchester, broadcasting across Essex on DAB Digital Radio on your smart speakers and via the Actual Radio app as well. Wherever you're listening and however you're listening, thanks for having me on this afternoon. And if you want to get your messages through to the show, lots of you have got in touch over the last week wishing me all the best, as today's my last show, and saying that you're going to miss me. I really appreciate those. I'll do my thank yous a little bit later on. But if you do want to get in touch with the show, you can send your voice notes and messages on WhatsApp. The number is 07763 829 251. Also get in touch via the Instagram or Facebook page, or you can do it via the Actual Radio app. And I can't guarantee I can read out everyone's messages, but I'll try my very best. Right, after the break, we'll get Travel with Craig, the music from Stardust, and also Belters Only. Some great songs for a Friday. It's all next.
Actual Radio.
Actual Radio, traffic and travel.
Right, no one likes to be stuck in traffic in Essex, especially for a Friday. You want to get home nice and quickly for the weekend, don't you? Yeah. Right, Craig's at the Essex Traffic Control Centre with the latest. How's it looking?
Well, it's all good news, really. The earlier accident, 2425 A12 North, approaching Marks Tay, all being cleared. Traffic is now returned to normal. There were 3 vehicles involved in that. It was blocked for a time. Apart from that, nothing else to report, really. All the other routes around Essex are flowing nicely. City centre's looking good. And public transport fine as well. I'm Craig Birchall at the Essex Traffic Control Centre.
If you can update us, and it's safe and legal to do so, call 01206 638 453.
Thank you, Craig. More travel for Essex in 30 minutes' time. Now, lots of you listen whilst you're at work, especially between 4 and 5, before you all start finishing. And there's one company in particular that always send me a message every day just to see how I am, maybe get a favourite song on for them and give them a shout-out. I'm going to miss you guys as well, but I've got to say a quick hello to Stuart Bond, also Nick, Jake, Ryan, Dave, Steph and Kira, working at Gallowstar down there in Southwood and Ferries. I say they always get in touch with the show. They always love the music, and they always get in touch, see how I am. I'm going to miss you guys, and thank you very much for your message. Here's Stardust now, and music sounds better with you.
Give me your loving.
Belters Only makes me feel good. Before that, Stardust and Music Sounds Better With You. Great songs for a Friday to get you ready for the weekend, and it's kind of like my little leaving party as well. If you're looking for work at the moment and you've got bar experience, the Pavilion on Dovercourt Bay are looking for experienced bar staff. If you want to find out more and how to send your CV and more about that role, just search for the Pavilion Dovercourt Bay on Facebook or on their Instagram, and you'll see the post that they've put up on there. Right, after your news and business update, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, I've got a song for you, and also a bit of Nelly.
From Radio News Hub, I'm Lucy Gormanley.
Thank you very much. There's your news and business update. We'll have our main headlines again at 5 for your Friday afternoon. I've got Nelly on the way, also Alok and Jess Glynn to get on for you as we continue now with Taylor Swift, His Cruel Summer.
People dream high in the quiet of the night. You know that I caught it.
Would you mind telling me what this is all about?
Weekdays from 4
It's the Big Drive Home
with Dave Gowland.
Yeah, that makes sense.
on Actual Radio.
Yeah.
Radio's Big Drive Home with Nelly and Ride With Me, and thank you to you lot for riding with me here on the Big Drive Home for the last 5 years. It's been an absolute pleasure being on the radio with you. And I was writing this down yesterday about some of the things that we've done since I started doing this show. The big one being, it was, I can't remember what day it was, but it was one evening, and I was on the show doing the Big Drive Home, and then we got the announcement from Boris that we went into lockdown because of COVID. And then obviously having to then do a lot of the shows from home, setting up the spare room with all the radio equipment was fun. Not to my wife's, or now wife's, amusement. But anyway, it's what you had to do. Also, my daughter was born in August 2020. So you were with me welcoming my daughter into the world. We also went live on DAB across Essex in September 2020. There's been quite a few things that we've gone through over the last 5 years. I'll go through some more of those a little bit. After a lot, Jess Glynn, his Summer's Back. Take that, could it be magic? A look, Jess Glynn and Summer's Back. So, over the last 5 years I've been doing this show, I've just been saying about some of the things that we've all gone through together. One of the big ones is COVID and lockdown. I was doing the show when Boris made the announcement that we've all got to stay at home, and lockdown happened, and then having to set up a studio in the house, working from home. Things were a lot cheaper 5 years ago as well when I started this show. We were also still in the EU when we started this show as well. And I mentioned about, obviously, my daughter being born in August 2020. You were with me throughout that. We went live on DAB, which we're celebrating the anniversary this Sunday. There's been numerous celebrity deaths that we've announced. The big one, obviously, being the death of Prince Philip on the 9th of April 2021. You were with me when, sadly, my nan passed away. I was off for a little bit for that. And then the big one as well, Queen Elizabeth II sadly passed away September 2022. Obviously, being on air at the time when that officially got announced, and all the schedule changed and had to announce that. We had the war in Ukraine, which is still going on at the moment. We've gone through quite a lot over the last 5 years, and thank you for being with me throughout those times as well. And you've been part of my life because I've been telling you all the stuff that's happened with me, obviously going through my wedding day as well, on the build up to that. So thank you very much for sticking with me. I'm going to miss you guys, I really am. But after the break, Travel with Craig, the music from Eliza Rose, and also Mojo.
Actual Radio, traffic and travel.
Right, let's get you home nice and safely and quickly for a Friday. A little bit later than usual, but I've been babbling on about what we've been doing for the last 5 years on the show. Craig, how's it looking?
Well, it's all good news, really. The earlier accident, 2425 A12 North, approaching Marks Tay, all being cleared. Traffic is now returned to normal. There were 3 vehicles involved in that. It was blocked for a time. Apart from that, nothing else to report, really. All the other routes around Essex are flowing nicely. City centre's looking good. And public transport fine as well. I'm Craig Birchall at the Essex Traffic Control Centre.
If you can update us, and it's safe and legal to do so, call 01206 638 453.
Thank you, Craig, and he'll be back in just under 30 minutes' time with another travel update for Essex as we get you home for a Friday. Thank you very much for all of your messages that are coming through. There's quite a few to go through, and I can't get through everyone, but I'm just going to do a quick name check. Hello to Tim, Danny, Kelly, Wendy, Brenda, Nicola, Emma, Graham, Paul, Vicky, Charlie and Phil, just some of you that have got in touch and sending me your well wishes. Thanks for that. Here's Eliza Rose now and Baddest of Them All. Actual Radio's Big Drive Home. There's Eliza Rose and Baddest of Them All. If you're stuck for something to do tonight, at the Colchester Arts Centre, you've got the Laughter Zone Comedy Club, always a giggle. That starts at 8 o'clock. Tickets for that are £15.50. Some big names have been part of this comedy club as well, including Jimmy Carr, Michael McIntyre, Bill Bailey, Eddie Izzard as well. Stores open at 8, show starts at 8:30, and so there might be some tickets left if you fancy a giggle tonight for the comedy. Also happening tonight, right next to us here at Actual Radio at First Sight in Colchester, you've got the Late Lounge. It starts at 10 o'clock tonight. You can join everyone there for late cocktails and strange happenings in their late night lounge. There's going to be DJs creating the backdrop with some live music as well. It's all going on tonight. You can find out more about those events on our What's On page at our website, actualradio.com. Right, here's Mojo now and Lady to take us up to the headlines at 5. What time is it? 5. Right, Right, music coming up after the headlines at 5 from Kygo and Whitney Houston. Also, Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande. As always, we'll have a look at the national days. I'll be doing that for the final time this evening. We'll go through your messages. Plus, we'll be talking our local football sides that are in action at the weekend. It's all next. Thank you very much. You're all up to date after 5 with the news, sport and weather for Colchester and North East Essex. We'll have another news update along with our business update at around about 5:30. And Craig's back in about 15 minutes with another travel update for Essex. But let's continue now with Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande and Rain On Me.
At your radio. I didn't ask for a free ride.
The Big Drive Home
With Dave Gowland.
on Actual Radio.
Girl, I just died in your arms tonight.
Jax Jones, Joel Corey, Jason Derulo tonight. Before that, Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande and Rain On Me. It's the Big Drive Home, broadcasting live from our studios in Queen Street in Colchester, broadcasting across Essex on DAB, also on your smart speakers and via the app. And at this time of the show, and I'm going to miss this feature, we have a look at the national days because there are some proper crazy ones out there and you think, who comes up with these? But hello to all the mums out there, especially if you're having a lazy day today, mums, because it's Lazy Mums Day today. It's also, and this is quite important, and we have a few of these across Colchester and North East Essex, and supporting them, please do continue to do that. It's National Food Bank Day today. Lots of people across Colchester and North East Essex relying on the food banks, and they also rely on your donations and help. So, National Food Bank Day today. It's also Read a Book Day today, and also, I used to remember doing this at school. They used to do tests on us, and sometimes they do it when you're at the opticians as well. But it's Colourblind Awareness Day today as well. Right, here's Kygo, Whitney Houston and Higher Love.
Think about it. There must be a higher love.
Stonebridge and Put 'Em High on the Big Drive Home. Great songs for a Friday. Tomorrow, our local football sides are in action. Well, some of them anyway. But mainly Colchester United are at home. They're at the JobServe Community Stadium in League 2. The opponent's Bromley. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff, and that game is live on Sky Sports Plus for those of you that have got that. No game for Ipswich because of the international games, so they're not playing this weekend. But our sides in the National League are Braintree are at home to Woking. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff, and Southend make the trip to Oldham. That's also a 3 o'clock kickoff. Both those games in the National League. And tomorrow, it is international action. It's the Republic of Ireland versus England as a 5 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. That's your football. Right, after the break, travel with Craig, the music from Amy Winehouse and also One Republic.
Actual Radio, traffic and travel.
Right, let's check in with Craig, who's at the Essex Traffic Control Centre. What's going on?
Well, the A12 North busy now, 16 Gallywood towards 19 at the Boreham interchange. Then it picks up around 23 Calverton South towards 25 at Marks-Tay. 27-25 busy on the London-bound section. Now, for Colchester City Centre, Cowdray Avenue looking busy, as is Clingo Hill, Magdalen Street going westbound towards St Botolph's. As for Chelmsford, slow outbound towards the Army Navy. It's a Friday, so Parkway East is busy. Westway Waterhouse Lane as well, and the Batter bypass heading in towards the Army and Navy. Very slow in Braintree, the 120 East and the A131 South towards Gallies and Marks Farm. And the A127 East busy between Fairglen all the way in towards Progress Road. Public transport looking good. I'm Craig Birchall at the Essex Traffic Control Centre for Actual Radio. Dave, we're going to miss you.
If you can update us, and it's safe and legal to do so, call 01206 638 453.
Thank you, Craig. More travel for Essex in around about 30 minutes' time. Got Amy Winehouse playing next. That's after Bruno Mars now. Here's 24K Magic. Amy Winehouse and Tears Dry on their own on at the Big Drive Home. Earlier on in the show, I was going through some of the things that have happened over the last 5 years since I started doing this show on this radio station. COVID, lockdown, my daughter was born, we were still in the EU, things were a lot cheaper, we went live on DAB, we had numerous celebrity deaths, obviously the death of Prince Philip as well, the Queen's passing in September, the war in Ukraine, there was loads of stuff that's gone on, but something as well is the gadgets Technology has got better and better over the last 5 years, and I can't remember what sort of iPhone was out 5 years ago, but for those of you that are into your gadgets and especially the latest Apple products, the new iPhone, which is due to be called, I suppose, the iPhone 16, is due to be announced on Monday. So we'll find out what it's going to be called and what it does, if it does anything different from the last one, to be honest. It's probably got a better camera and more battery life. That's what seems to be happening. But I wouldn't believe 5 years ago when I started this show that we'd be paying nearly £1,000 for a mobile phone. It's ridiculous. Right, after your news and business update, music from Shabuzi and also Blue Cantrell and Sean Paul. Thank you very much. There's your news and business update. We'll have our main headlines again at 6, and then we officially start the weekend from 6 here on the Big Drive Home. Blue Cantrell, Sean Paul on the way. Also a garage song from Doolally to get on for you. That's after Shabuzi now. Here's a bar song, Tipsy, on the Big Drive Home.
My baby born a Birkin. She's been telling me all night long.
Blue Cantrell, Sean Paul and Breathe. Don't forget you can keep up to date with all the news stories from across Colchester and North East Essex today at our website, actualradio.com. And for those of you that live down Layer Road or near to Layer Road, you'll be pleased to know that it's finally getting resurfacing work at the end of this month to fix and repair the growing number of potholes. You can play golf down Layer Road at the moment. There's so many. But that's good news. You can read more about that and all the other news stories, as I say, at actualradio.com. Right, Doolally, he's straight from the heart. Doolally's straight from the heart on the Big Drive Home. Don't forget, tomorrow, it's the return of Invasion Colchester. You can meet all your heroes, all the supervillains and superheroes and everything will be at Invasion Colchester. There'll be characters, themed areas. They've even got show cars. There's some special guests going to be there, competitions for you to win stuff, and live music. It all starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning in Colchester City Centre. For more information of what's going on and more about the event, just head over to our What's On page at our website, actualradio.com. Always look forward to Invasion Colchester. It's such a great event. Right, after the break, a travel update with Craig, the music from Fred again, and also the Shapeshifters.
Actual Radio, traffic and travel.
Right, let's go back over to the Essex Traffic Control Centre and get the latest with Craig. How's it looking?
Well, the M11 going north, a bit bitty towards the M25 junction 6 after 5 Loughton and the A116A. A12 north, 17 Howgray, 19 Boreham. Not too bad, to be fair, considering it's a Friday and the kids are back at school, coping quite well. And then the A12 picks up again around Calverton South, 23 to 25 Marks Tay. A120 East Colchester Marks Tay busy as well. Now, Colchester not been too bad tonight. Got a queue on the Ipswich Road coming down by the A120 down towards Cowdray Avenue. Eastbound on Cowdray towards Ipswich Road busy as well. Chelmsford still pretty solid towards the Army Navy on the Badder Bypass. Queues outbound are not too bad. Westway Waterhouse Lane also looking busy. The 127 in and out of Southend busy between Raineyweir and Progress Roads. As for public transport, no reported issues. I'm Craig Birchall at the Essex Traffic Control Centre.
If you can update us and it's safe and legal to do so, call 01206 638 453.
Thanks, Craig. More travel for Essex in 30 minutes' time. Fred again was the headline act at this year's Reading Festival, part of the Reading and Leeds Festival, and what a performance it was. Here he is with Adore You.
There's so much better at everything.
Fred again, who I watched the highlights of him at Glastonbury, and I thought, wow, this guy is really, really good. I like his music as well. And then I watched the full set, it was like 90 minutes long, of his performance at the Reading and Leeds Festival. He was the headline act at Reading, and wow, blew my socks off. What a great song that is, especially that one, Adore You. But he's got some big, big songs. And he was one of the first dance music acts to actually headline the Reading Festival, which is a great achievement for him. Right, I'm going to say some thank yous in just a moment as we get closer to the end of the show. Obviously, we've got an hour to go, but I know lots of you are heading home and switching off now for the weekend. So I'll do that in just a moment. After the Shapeshifters now, here's Lola's theme. Right, I've got music coming up after the headlines at 6 to kickstart your weekend from Dua Lipa, also one of my favourites from Duke Dumont. We'll have a look at some more of the news stories from across Colchester and North East Essex today, and I've got a few thank yous to say and a few goodbyes as well. It's all next. Thank you, news team. You're up to date after 6 for your Friday evening. It's the weekend, and I've got some great songs to get you ready for the weekend. And it's my last hour with you here on the Big Drive Home. I'm having a look around the studio and the office to see what I can steal, because you do that, don't you? When you're at a workplace and you leave, you take something because of momentum. Let's continue with Dua Lipa.
At your radio. If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy and I can take you home. It's gonna be alright, yeah.
Jazzy, D.O.D, Sonny Fendero's Some Days, before that Dua Lipa and Levitating. Great songs to kickstart your Friday evening. It's officially the weekend. And don't forget, 7 o'clock tonight, it's Club Essex. 3 hours of those club classics and dance anthems from the 90s now. And I mentioned earlier that normally when people leave jobs, sometimes you might be tempted to take something because of momentum. I've been here for 5 years. I've been looking around the studio of what to take. I might take one of these muffs that are on the microphone. It's like a foam thing that just protects the microphone. I might steal one of those because it's got the actual radio logo on it. I can't really take the TV off the wall, and there's no tea bags or anything to steal because Martin had those. So yeah, I'm stuck with what to steal. Duke Dumont, Jax Jones, his I Got You.
Ask me what I did with my life. I spent it with you.
Great songs for a Friday. There's Divine Inspiration and The Way. Before that, Duke Dumont, Jax Jones and I Got You. I love playing that when the sun is out as well. It's a great summer song. Hello to you if you're heading to the Colchester Arts Centre this evening for the Laughter Zone Comedy Club. Always like a comedy club. Love a giggle. Also, it's Late Lounge, very late tonight. Starts at 10 o'clock this evening at First Sight, which is literally right next to the actual radio studio. So I might see some of you there later. And tomorrow, it's the big one. It's the return of Invasion Colchester. We was meant to have the soapbox race, wasn't we, this month? That's been delayed, but I don't know when. We'll have to find out. Right, after the break, a travel update with Craig, the music from Galantis, David Guetta and 5 Seconds of Summer, and also Sonique.
Actual Radio, traffic and travel.
Right, let's get you home for a Friday evening, as it's now officially the weekend. Craig Birchall's got the latest from the Essex Traffic Control Centre. How are we?
Well, the M11 going north, a bit bitty towards the M25 junction 6 after 5 Loughton and the A116A. A12 north, 17 Howgrave, 19 Boreham. Not too bad, to be fair, considering it's a Friday and the kids are back at school, coping quite well. And then the A12 picks up again around Calverton South, 23 to 25 Marks Tay. A120 East Colchester Marks Tay busy as well. Now, Colchester not been too bad tonight. Got a queue on the Ipswich Road coming down by the A120. Down towards Cowdray Avenue. Eastbound on Cowdray towards Ipswich Road busy as well. Chelmsford still pretty solid towards the Army Navy on the Batter Bypass. Queues outbound are not too bad. Westway Waterhouse Lane also looking busy. The 127 in and out Southend busy between Rainy Weir and Progress Roads. As for public transport, no reported issues. I'm Craig Birchall at the Essex Traffic Control Centre.
If you can update us, and it's safe and legal to do so, call 01206 638 453.
Thanks, Craig, and he'll be back in around about 30 minutes' time with our final travel update on the Big Drive Home. It'll be the final time I'll be saying hello to Craig, and thank you to Craig as well. Oh, emotional. Thank you very much for all of your messages throughout the show as well. I'll be doing my thank yous before the end of the show. But this song, you'll hear a little bit more of as we get closer to Halloween. Here's Sonique, and I Put a Spell on You. Galantis, David Guetta, 5 Seconds of Summer, that's Lighter. Before that, Sonique, and I Put a Spell on You. And as I said, you're probably going to hear more of that as we get closer to Halloween. 31st of October. It's going to be quick, isn't it? Then obviously Bonfire Night, then Christmas, and then another year done. Right, after your final news and showbiz update for this evening, I've got music from Shakedown, also Tim Berg, and a 90s club classic from Robin S.
From Radio News Hub, I'm Lucy Gorman.
Right, that's it. That's the final news and showbiz update for this evening on the Big Drive Home, and that's the last time I'll ever say that on the Big Drive Home. Well, regularly here anyway. I've got Tim Berg playing next after Shakedown. Here's At Night. Great songs for a Friday to get you ready for the weekend and to get you warmed up nicely for Club Essex, which is here tonight from 7 o'clock on Actual Radio. 3 hours of those club classics and dance anthems from the 90s now. And what a 90s anthem this is. Here's Robin S. and Show Me Love on the Big Drive Home. What a 90s club classic, Robin S. and Show Me Love on the Big Drive Home. After the break, I'll have my final travel update with Craig this evening, and then my final 3 songs here on the Big Drive Home. From Calvin Harris, Mike Posner, and also Ariana Grande. It's all on the way next. Don't go anywhere.
Actual Radio, traffic and travel.
Right, for the final time then, on this Friday evening, Craig Birchall's at the Essex Traffic Control Centre with the latest. How's it looking?
Well, no major issues on the roads around Essex now for Friday night. A bit further afield in Harwich, the B14 is closed at Farm Road because of an accident, quite a minor road anyway, so not causing any major issues by the looks of it. The other routes have eased off, city centres are fine, motorways are good, and the trains are running well. I'm Craig Birchall at the Essex Traffic Control Centre.
If you can update us and it's safe and legal to do so, call 01206 638 453.
Thank you, Craig, and thank you for all of your travel reports on the show over the last 5 years. We've had some major incidents and accidents that have happened on roads across Colchester and North East Essex, and he's always been there to tell us about it and to keep us up to date. Thank you very much for having me on the show. Calvin Harris now. Are you guys ready for the weekend?
Counterfeit, that's what you're...
Mike Posner's Cooler Than Me on the Big Drive Home. Before that, Calvin Harris and Ready for the Weekend. We're at that time. It's time for me to say goodbye. I'm surprised security aren't here for me to hand my keys and my pass back and to escort me out the building. That normally happens when you leave somewhere. But no, look, I've had a fantastic 5 years hosting this show. We've been through a lot, as I've mentioned earlier. You've been with me since the birth of my daughter, who's actually joined me on the show now and again. Unfortunately, she couldn't come today. We've gone through COVID together. We've gone through the passing of monarchs and the coronation of a new monarch. We've gone through so much over the last 5 years, and thank you to each and every one of you that have stuck with me, that have listened to the show and to the radio station. A big thank you to all of the staff at Actual Radio as well, all the presenters, all the management, all the advertisers as well, for supporting the radio station. And we've given everything to try and make this radio station the best that it can be for you guys, and I've tried to give everything to the radio show over the last 5 years. So from me, Dave Gowland, for the final time here on the Big Drive Home, I'm going to leave you with this from Neo, his Give Me Everything.
Me not working hard. Yeah, right, picture that with a Kodak. Or better yet, go to Times Square, take a picture of me with a Kodak.
Right, that is it from me. It's the end of the Big Drive Home. Thank you so much, everybody that's listened to the show. Thank you very much for all of your messages. I'll be back at some point. I don't know when, but until then, enjoy your weekend and all the best. From me, Dave Gowland, good night.
Actual Radio.